Let's see how we go. G'day everybody. Okay, we are live here for a bit of a Supercoach chat. How is everybody going today? I know there's probably nobody watching at the moment, but we are here. If you would like to come and hang out, should we let people know on X that we're here? Why not? How do we post? Oh, Supercoach chat. Come say hi. Come say hi, everybody. I know it's in the morning and most normal humans have to work. I work in the evening, so we have the morning off. So, yeah, we've got a little bit to talk about today. Did that work? Okay. Here we are. We are here. The old team, the old Supercoach team. There she is. I think the big news, whether it's true or not, as you might have seen by the clickbait thumbnail that I've put up, TDK out, maybe. That's according to Facebook. Rule number 1 of life is never believe anything you read on Facebook. But yeah, apparently it said 40 patrons or something like that. TDK is out with a larynx problem, which for some things could be good and bad. For me, it doesn't make a big difference because we were planning on trading him out anyway. The only difference it makes is that maybe my big move is not such a big move anymore because, you know, now everybody, well, if he's only out for 1 week, I guess a lot of people are probably going to hold. But in some ways, it might. Will it give me an advantage? I don't know if it'll give me an advantage. We're still live, right? Yep, we seem to be. Yeah, the people who have got the big 3, are they really going to want to trade out to Coney? If you had the big 3 and you asked me, he's still averaging 113. So he's still better than only one of my midfielders. So 1, 2, so he's just a bit less than Bailey Smith. He's a bit less than Whitfield. So he's actually the 4th best scoring player on the team. The reason I'm going to get rid of him, not really because he was out, it's just because I'm sick of not having Sherry. And there's certain things I kind of given up on the fact that I think that I'm going to win Supercoach this year. We're just too far behind. We're at rank 4,000. We're about 850, 900 points behind the first place player, and I think without a miracle that's going to be a kind of difficult to catch up. I did have a quick look at the first place team. You know what, it actually looks fairly similar to my team, which also makes it hard to catch up, except that all the people I traded out, all my mistaken trades, were trades that he didn't make. Like, he's still got Horn Francis. I assume that he didn't make them. He didn't get him. He's got Horn Francis, he's got Rosie, and he's got Finn Callahan. So all these guys that are turned good, he's just kept them, and they're good. And he's managed to get more players on the field. So we can have a bit of a look. We got time. So Gone Fishing. I like his name, Gone Fishing. So his back line, we have the same. 1, 2, 3. We don't have Clark. We have like a Sinclair here. We have Reed and we have Carroll. So that's pretty similar. Bryce is gone for us already. So he's still got money to be made there he can make. We got Trainer here. Brayshaw, Dunkley. So he's still got Rosie and he's still got Finn Callahan. We had them both and we traded both out. So, you know, he's making good scores there. My midfield couldn't perform last week, and the midfield that I traded out, which is exactly what he's got, did well. He's got in Dawson. I wouldn't be surprised if he got him in cheap. He's still got Sarah that he probably had at the beginning of the season as well. So he's kept all these two mid prices and this guy, Hewitt and Gross. So he's got one more, premium / mid pricer, potential big scorer in the midfield than me. I might have one more on defender than him. So then he's got the two big dogs and TDK in the flex. Petrarca, Smith, he's still got Horn Francis. Otherwise, this is exactly the same for me, except I've got a rookie instead of where the Horn Francis is there. So he's got an extra primo here, an extra mid-pricer here. So his team's not that different to mine. But obviously, he's performing a lot better, and I'm pretty sure his captain scores are a lot better as well. Can we move this up a little bit? Is there a reason why we can't? Oh yeah, because you can see my team when I do that, right? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think I'm not really going to be able to catch him on. Just quickly, so how many points is he on? So he is on, so I've got a total, he's got a total of 20,559. Calculator? 20,559. Take my total of 19,715 equals, so 844 different, 844 points difference. Now, in the scheme of things, I think that's a lot. To be honest, I think that is kind of a lot. So it'd have to be a miracle, considering how similar our teams are. I'd pretty much have to smash the captain choice every week, and he'd have to screw up the captain choice every week. So, I don't know if that's going to happen. Yeah, so don't think we'll be getting first. So this means, do we change our tactics a little bit? So I know I've spoken to you guys before about it. My leagues are very important to me. My leagues are very important. This one here anyway. The other ones I don't really give a crap about. Supercoach Elite's 459 out of 3,730. That's nice. And Supercoach Edge 201 out of 1,000. So, I'm right up there in the top. What's that? Top 10%. Well, not even top 10% there, but this one here is okay. Actually, they're both about top 20%. But this one here, the big league, this is the league that I run every year, and we've had the same people in since for a long time. So I'm the bragging right to this. Every time we have a barbecue, have some friends over, we watch the footy, at least a few of these boys are here. So Dave, good friend. Jason's good friend. Brad's good friend. This is a random. Paula, I don't know Paula. She's doing quite well this year, so congratulations, Paula. There's always a few randoms in our league. Obviously myself. This guy is a random that we don't know. We know Chris. Another random. Matt. We know Matt. Joanne. We don't know Joanne, but she's been in the same league with us for years. Do you ever have somebody in your league that just seems to... She's a good player, but she always has a bit of a pod team. And whenever she plays out, whenever she plays me or other players, her pod team just seems to, on paper, you always are predicted to beat her, and you always look like you should beat her. But some rookie that she's got that nobody else gets comes out, scores 100, and she beats you. And she does it every time. I swear, she is the luckiest Supercoach player ever, but she is a good player. I don't think she's ever won the league, but she's always been up there. And so it's super annoying when you play her and she just beats you with some random... I'll show you I'll give you an example, right? Look at this team. So she's got Trent Rivers in the back line. That's a pod. In the midfield, pretty standard. Doesn't look like too crazy. In the forward line, though, she's got Rochelle. And I swear, he got 58 this game, but if she plays me, he's going to get 158 and she's going to win by 10 points. It's just how it works. Just how she rolls. So on paper, your team looks better than hers, but when you actually play, those pods just seem to perform. So I actually beat her a couple of weeks ago, like the first time in ages. I said I beat the curse of Joanne. But if you're out there, Joanne, well done. You're always a good player, and that's why I re-invite you to the league every year, even though we don't really know you, just because you've been in it so long. You're like one of the crew now. So wrong, so right. Mark, know him. Dan, know him. Shane, know him. So a lot of good guys there that I know. So winning it is important to me, or at least you want to make the final. So right now I'm in 5th spot with 24 points. Now I play this guy directly below me this week, and he is actually predicted to beat me. But our teams are. I think it's going to be a fair fight this week. But really, to give myself the best chance of winning the league, you just like real football, you really want to finish in the top 4, because what's like Supercoach, anything can happen. So, it only takes a bad rookie score or someone to get injured or something, and you can get knocked out. And that's why I heard someone say the other day that they don't really like the new flex position because it favours the newbies or the people who don't do as much research or whatever. And I agree with that. I agree with his reasoning. It does favour people who aren't as serious or don't do the research and can just roll in and they can afford to lose. But at the same time, I like it because it counters that unluckiness a little bit as well of just getting an injury and your player gets 5 points, and it takes that out of it. So when it comes to leagues, usually in past years, if you have an injury and your player gets 5 points and your opponent doesn't have that player, you normally straight up lose. It's just the way it goes. You just normally straight up lose. But now you've got that chance, it takes out that injury issue. So as you can see, Dave's having a good year here. He's on 19,745 points. Now, as for points, I'm actually coming second if we went to total points scored, I'm actually coming second. So, but as usual, you know how it works too. People are scoring kind of well against me. Like a few of these other top teams, like almost 300 points. More people have scored against me than they have against him, against the top player. Last 5 league points. So really, we want to break into these top 4. Even though, like I said, I don't know Paula, but these 3 guys are very good, and to be up there with them is going to be, a little bit of to pass them is going to be trouble. Now they're in front. They're probably not going to drop too many games, but you never know. I think I played 2 out of the 3 so far. I haven't played Jason yet. So my priorities are shifting slightly. Like, yes, I would love to win Supercoach and win the 50k, but I just don't think it's going to happen. We're just too far off, and the team, we didn't go enough values. We've wasted too much money. So I think the plan now is to still try and get a higher score, but concentrate as well on winning that league. And to win the league, you got to win your matchups. You can always, my friend finished in 8th a few years ago and came through and won it. So you don't have to finish in the top 4, but if you can finish in the top 4, win that first match and skip a match, it just stops any, unluckiness happening in that one extra match where, you know, shit can go wrong. Your one premium or your two premiums can get injured and you can get a bad score. So, you know, I think I think that's going to be the case. Now that I'm doing this content with you guys, though, I am still going to try and get a higher score, but it just might mean that I might just drop off a little bit. If you want to do well in your leagues, it kind of helps to have trades. I've heard of a few of other content creators saying that they're going to come out of the buys with like 3 or 4 trades. Now, if you want to win your leagues, that's going to be very hard to do. I usually, when the finals start, so when there's 4 weeks to go, I usually like at least 1 trade per round, and more if possible, a 5 or 6 trades coming into the finals to count for injuries. Now we got the flex, maybe you don't need as much, maybe 4. That's one a week, and you know, if you can account for injuries and maybe do a luxury trade, you know, a primo to primo, depending on a matchup or something like that. But yeah, if you're gonna win your leagues, you really got to take into account, like we've actually, touched wood, we've actually been pretty good with injuries this year. I think last year was a disaster for the second half of the season when it came to injuries. So if we come out of the buys and all of a sudden like Brayshaw gets injured and Dacos gets injured and Whitfield gets injured and Zorko gets injured, you know, you're going to have to replace all of these guys if they're out for more than 3 or 4 weeks. So having trades is helpful. Now, we've had more trades than ever, so that helps out a little bit, but I still think, you know, it's nice to keep a few in the bank. So at the moment we've got 22, which is better than quite a few of the other content creators that I'm seeing. A lot are on 20 or 19. Last week's trades we did, we got in Huswaite, Warner and Marshall, and took out Bice, Flynn and a rookie. So that we did okay. The only problem is last week we talked about getting, if you watched my trade video last week, we talked about getting Sherry last week, and he went and got 180 because we didn't get him. He heard us and he was like, hey, we told you were going to get, I told you that I was going to get a good, you said you were going to trade me in and you didn't, so I'm going to punish you, and that's exactly what he did. But I can't really be unhappy with the 2 players I got. I got 2 primos and they both got me 100. I really like the Marshall pick. 3rd highest ruck last year, capable of really big scores. At the end of the year, he may finish on a higher average than Tagoni. Maybe, maybe not. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're very similar at the end of the year. So what are we going to do if Tagoni is out? So we're going to trade him, obviously, because we're going to trade him anyway. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about trades, and then I might have a bit of a chat about buys and see if anybody rolls up for that. So my thinking, I have several thoughts, but this is pretty much guaranteed the trade that I'm going to do. I think I'm going to trade the Tagoni for Sherry. And the only way I can facilitate this is if I trade out Corey Warner, who's got a high break even, and we trade in, we like the look of Saad El Halouli. I think I got close to getting his name right this time. We tried 3 times the other day and couldn't get it, had to give up. So we're still 31k short. So to get this 30k, then we will drop Patton, who only got 6 last week and it has a break even of 52. So the likelihood of him making his money is low. And we'll get in a rookie, which it's not ideal. Oh, we're gonna sub. It's not ideal, but we might get in Boxall. Now let's have a little, so something like this. De Koning, Corey Warner and Patton out, so 2 rookies and a primo, and we're basically getting in 2 rookies and a primo. Now these are both playing rookies, but they're losing money playing rookies, so I'm pretty confident Saad's going to be okay. Boxall, let's have a talk about Boxall. So I don't hate the Boxall pick. I know he only had 50%. Like, I heard people knocking him a little bit. He only had 50% time on field, 49% TOG, I think, and he still got a reasonable score. Let's have a look at you, my friend. Box. Where's the box? Get back in your box. Or jump out of your box. Okay. Where's the rest of it? Rest of it. Hello, rest of I want to download game logs too. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Is that it? Is it? So he got 38 the first week of 49% TOG, and he got 75. No, he got 75 the first week he played. Sorry, don't do that. With off 30, off 50%, off 59% TOG and 39% CBAs. That was without Philippou in the team. Then he's gone and got 49% TOG, and he's got 46% CBAs. Now the thing I like about Boxall, even if he plays 50% of the games, he can really go and get a decent score. So look at it, points per minute. This one where he got 75, he's at 1.06 points per minute. So even if he only gets half a game, he can still score better than those useless other rookies that are playing a full game. I mean, I don't want to point you out, Hewitt, who played a whole game and got 33 last game, but yeah, you played a whole game and you got 33. So he's played half a game and he's got 38. So if he gets dropped or subbed though, that could be a problem. And the fact he's only getting 49% TOG means that that's, I guess, a possibility. I mean, but he is playing like in the middle there. So he has the potential. If something happened, if someone got injured, or we don't wish that on anyone, but if he had to go and play in the middle, if he goes at 1.06 points per minute, he could smash 100 pretty easily. He just needs to get that opportunity. So in the waffle, in the twos, whichever twos he's playing in, the VFL, he's got 110, 135, 122, 69 and 69. So he's played, that's fantasy points, not Supercoach points, but it gives you indication that he probably could have got pretty big scores. So out of the rookies this week, I'd prefer to go him, as long as he's named, and we pray, if he's named on the field, that would be awesome. I don't think he's probably going to be named as a sub. No, named as a, on the extended bench. And then considering St Kilda play the last game, it's a big risk me doing this. I definitely won't be playing him on field. By doing this, it means that if he is named a sub, I'm kind of screwed. There's nothing I can do about it. I've just got in a guy who's going to get me. It's going to be a dead rookie. And considering Hustwaite wasn't named this week, which is very disappointing, So we got a bit of a dead rookie plan, a dead rookie issue, and hopefully it doesn't get any worse. But that's the only really way I can afford him without going early on someone like a Cooper Simpson. I don't really want to go early on a Cooper Simpson. We could have gone early on El Howley last week, but week one we already did 3 trades, and I wanted to have another look at him, and he looks pretty good. If he gets a full game, he got a 69. I think he can score even higher than that. What we're actually, with the team set up now, we won't set the team up like this. What we're going to do is we're going to move Sinclair down here. This is why I kind of like this. So I trust Trainer and Zach Reed on the field more than I trust these midfield rookies like the Hustwaits and stuff. So we'll have Whitfield, Zorko, Dale, Roberts, Reed and Trainer, Brayshaw, Dacos, Sheasel and Sinclair ready to move back there if needed at some point. Not Marriage and Daniel, you guys won't be like, it won't be, yeah, it will be kind of like this. So we've got Hewitt here on the bench. Do we give him another run? You know, after last week, I'm feeling that maybe Lindsay gets the run this week. Cleary or Hewitt? God, I mean, Cleary had a bad game, but so did Hewitt. They both had potential to spike. I don't think I can loop. I don't think I have any opportunities to loop like this, because the only thing I could potentially... If Hustwaite's not playing, he plays the first game, can't use him as a loop. Melbourne, the second last game, so maybe I can. Maybe we can. Who plays first? Oh, what we'll do is we'll do this. We'll put Cleary on here. And there we go. And then same for Essendon, I guess. Kako and Cleary. And if they have big games, we can pop Henderson here. Or even potentially we can pop Henderson up. When's Brisbane play? And then the end of the season up here, and then put Levi Ashcroft on the field over here if we want. If Kako scored 1 million points, which is not going to happen, but you know, we can dream. Hope and a dream, as they say. So that's how we're going to set the team up. Marshall in flex. I mean, as for trades, we could do some... Do you want to play around with trades for a little bit? I mean, we can play around for trades. Like, this is the trade I'm almost guaranteed to do. We get 2, you know, really shit characters off the field. I mean, look at these people I'm getting off the field. Patton got a 6. A fucking 6. I mean, for Jesus Christ. And Warner got a 27. I mean... Give me a break. Both got averages, I mean, both got break evens of 50, but their average is nowhere near 50. You know, if they get 40, that seems to be a good game for them. So, especially Warner. I've been patient with Warner for, this is Corey Warner, this, you know, small forward. He just doesn't seem to get enough of the ball, and he just doesn't seem to get goals to boost that score. At least that's why I'm keeping Kako, because I think Kako's exciting. He's around the goals. He looks like he can score. Warner doesn't look like he's going to score. You don't even see him. Patton, for God's sake. I mean, we had him as a non-playing rookie for ages, and he comes out and plays, and he gives us a 6. So even though I may be getting a non-playing rookie, these guys are losing money. I mean, Patton's he's played like 4 games or 5 games, and he's made like 10k. It might be. I mean, it's almost not quite as bad as going backwards, but it pretty much is. So we're getting rid of 2 duds for hopefully 2 rookies that play the big guns, bring in the big guns, and we're just making the sideways trade. So we're actually using a boost for a sideways trade. Now, I don't recommend this. You know, unless you're, you know, really... I don't recommend it. But at the same time, it's killing me. Watching Sherry play every week and banging out big scores is killing me. And I figure I'm just going to be happier having him, because I'm not going to have to sweat that captain every single week. So now it's just going to be like this. Vice captain to captain. I've heard this week... I think I'm even going to do it this week. People are like, hey, I don't want to... Because the games are only 2 hours apart. You're going to pretty much have to decide at 3/4 time whether I want to take this score or not. Well, I think I'm almost happy to do that. I think I'm almost happy just to do it. 3/4 time, on Sunday, I'll keep an eye on the scores. And about 5 minutes before the Melbourne game starts... I'll decide whether I'm going to, you know, if that point, you know, it's almost 3/4 time or something, and Sherry's on like you know, 60 or 70 or 75 or something. If he's on 75 at 3/4 time, I might just say, nah, we'll go Gawn. But if he's on 100 at 3/4 time, we'll just go him. And a little bit risky, but I think these two, I wouldn't do it with anyone else, but I trust these two. And that's one of the reasons I heard a lot of other content creators saying, don't do what I just did. One, don't waste a boost to do just a sideways trade. And two, you know, if you can upgrade your team somewhere else, that if TDK wasn't out, we would be able to do, we could potentially get like an Ashcroft off the field, which again, he's got money to make, so I don't love that. But we could go like Ashcroft to Dunkley, and we would have TDK and Dunkley. So we would basically have an extra primo if we did it that way. And we've been talking about playing the value game. You know, Sean has been going, yeah, let's play the value game and get the rookies off the field. But now we've had it. Now we've decided that, you know, we're not going to win the 50k. Let's go for either I want to win my league and potentially give myself a chance of a round win. Now, I think coming up with buys too, having a player that can perform like this through the buys could be really helpful. I mean, the round 12 buy, we're going to talk about buys in a minute, but I'm replacing a round 12 buy for a round 12 buy player, so I'm not hurting myself there. It's like my buys are pretty good. So we're getting in him, and like some people, they want to be full primo, but you only really need 18 primos. If my 18 primos score better than your 22 primos, which of course is unlikely, but could happen, I can still win in best 18. And that best 18 is going to go on for what? Round 12, round 13, round 14, round 15, round 6, 5 rounds. 5 rounds of buys. Hey, you guys tell me, do you hate the fucking buys? Why not just have 1 week off? Everybody gets the week off. I know why, because the AFL are greedy mofos and they want, they want the television rights every week. But wouldn't it be better to have some type of spectacle? Like have one, everybody has the week off, and then they have a state versus state from the waffle teams or something like that. Like, you know, a state of origin from the waffle teams, and we still get football, but none of this fucking every single team over 5 weeks has a bye, and screw the stuff these buys at the beginning of the season too. This whole, buy business is a pain in the ass. So should we have, before we move on, I think I'll show you my other trades potentials. So if we weren't to do this trade, the only reason this trade's not going to happen, and even then I still might force it to happen, if Boxall or El Haloui. Well, we lost it. We got it for a second. El Haloui. Still, we've lost it. We had it, and then we lost it. If they're not named, then we might have to do a little bit of a think about what we're going to do. But I could even just go early on Simpson. I'm not going to go the big Oscar McInerney because from Freo, just because I don't think Darcy's out for that long by the sounds of things. You never know with Darcy, they say he's a test and he could be out for weeks and weeks and weeks. How's that news about Jackson wanting to go back to Melbourne? How's that going to affect Max Gawn next year if that happens? Max Gawn tandem with Jackson next year. Interesting. Then we'll all not pick him again, and then he'll all score 150 every week anyway. You know how it's going to go. But let's say we don't do this. Alright, revert. Let's say De Koning plays, even though I heard it on Facebook. I never really believe anything I read on Facebook, but I did message myself with the message. So the message says, it says from Supercoach AFL official group, Blues ruckman Tom De Koning is likely to miss this week's huge clash with the Swans due to a larynx injury. God, I'm struggling with my words today, aren't I? Are you one of the 100,000 plus owners? Do we have cover? well, we do have cover, but we might not. Might just blow up that cover anyway. So let's say we didn't do that. Let's say we decided to keep him. We can even do something sneaky like swap Marshall up there. But, you know, we could go as easy as just going, let's get rid of... So who's the big turd in my team is this one, I feel like. The big turd, well, besides Patton, who's a turd. But we could go him... for the cash cows. So say we went box, and then maybe if we go again here and move him forward, and then we did the same two rookies. I kind of like Saad. I think if he gets a go at it, he could be good. If he gets a go at it, he could be good. Is anyone thinking about going is anyone taking this risk? I would recommend against it myself, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of risky, I would think. Kind of risky. I mean, he's cheap, but it's kind of risky. And I probably wouldn't go here too. There's no job security. I mean, Boxshaw's job security is not great either, but... yeah, I don't like it. We went through a lot of this. If you want to look at my trade video, if you look more interested in trades and who to go for and who's available this week, which is not much, and who's not, have a look at my trade video. I think Peatling, I wouldn't be going there, but if people wanted to like dump Caleb Daniel, or I think the thing with Peatling you got to remember, I think there's 2 picks this week at this price. So Peatling, Crouch is going to come back in like 4 weeks' time. Then what are you going to do? You're going to have to trade him if his scores go down the shitter. He's still doing very well now, but you know, if his scores like turn to shit, you're going to have to trade him again. So I don't really want to be trading out anyone that I think I have to trade out again. Now, where's my other mate? Alright, I think this is a sneaky one, crew. Will Setterfield. I don't know if he's a keeper either, but geez. I think in the meantime, if you need a 450 player, I'd almost prefer him over Peatling. He's not... I don't think he's getting kicked out of the team. We do have Darcy Parish coming back though, so maybe that's a problem. Maybe he's in that same situation as Peatling. Peatling's got Crouch coming back. He's got Darcy Parish coming back. But as Setterfield can score, and we can know he can score, and look at these scores. Sometimes he plays a bit of a big-bodied, you know, accountable midfielder. But look, so he's came in around 5. He's got 110, 99. Then he got a 44. But then he's got 117, 115. So if you take that 44 out, I mean, people would be jumping all over him, wouldn't they? I mean, if this was at the beginning of the season and not an upgrade time, people would be all over this. Like, I would 100% be all over this if this was the only season. He's got a break even of 37 and predicted to go up. If he gets 100, he'll go up 20k. If he gets 100 for the next 2 weeks, he'll go up like 30k. So he's not exactly a money-making machine, but he might, you know, if you can't afford a 500k primo, if you've only got like 560k and you want to get somebody in, you want to get a rookie off the field and you want to get somebody in, maybe that's an option. I think there's 3 cheapo options this week. There's him, there's Peatling, and I kind of like Shai Bolton, even though Shai Bolton's has a reasonable high break even. So I think his break even is, no, we just want to look at him. We don't want to put him in. We're not going to get him, but we'll have a look at him. So he's got a 41. These 2 guys have got the low break evens. Shai Bolton will have a low break even if he gets like 100 next week, because he's got a very low score in his round score. So me personally, if we did these 2, then we could trade out Baby Ashcroft. Oh, we could afford we could do this, and we could get like what's he, Holmes, Sherlock. We could get Sherlock. And so this way, if we did it this way, if De Koning plays, which we've heard that rumour that he's not going to play, we'd get another premium on the field. I mean, we're not going to do, I think I've decided we're not going to do this. And the TDK out has just made an easy decision for me. So the team like this seems like it's probably better. It seems like it's better this way. But my kind of thinking is the difference between having that captain option of Sherry could make it, could win me my leagues. Like I said, I'm really, I really would like to have the leagues. Also, it might actually help me move up overall. If you've got the three big dogs, if you've got Gawn, TDK and Sherry, what are you doing this week? If TDK's out, are you just biting the bullet and having a 0 and counting on your flex to hold you up? Because you kind of have to, right? Most of us have Boyd, unless you got an Archer Reed from the Eagles or something, who I believe might be injured, or you're going to get in the cheap Port Adelaide dude. You're going to have a 0. Now, this is where the flex is very helpful, right? In past years, you'd almost have to trade him. If you were pushing for, high round scores, or, pushing for total score and trying to get to number 1 or the top 100 or the top 1,000, I think you would have to trade him. But, we don't have to trade him. We personally don't have to trade him. We're in this luxury position where we don't have to trade him, but we're going to trade him anyway. So I'll give you one more scenario. If anyone's out there watching, you can let me know what you think. Say g'day if you're out there. I'd love to hear from you in chat. The one more option we could do is we can trade De Koning and we can sub the Rowan Marshall up there, and then pretty much we can get whoever we want for 570 or less, which for me, I think for me personally, if I was to get a fallen primo or a primo that I wanted this week, I think Dunkley is at a very nice price. It'd be Dunkling or Home. Dunking the donuts? Dunkley or Holmes this week. So we could just go bang and then get Al Hooley as well instead of this chocolate fireman here. Useless as a chocolate fireman. One of my favourite sayings. Also as useless as screen doors on a submarine. Tits on a bull. All that business. And then we could get the more reliable out of the cash cows, I believe. And we would have 100k in the bank. So this way, we gain a primo. See, we're really swapping again. We're only still swapping a primo for a primo. Will Dunkley score more than TDK by the end of the year? Maybe. Possibly. Obviously we all like TDK's floor. He's a ruckman at worst. On his worst day out, I think he's got a 88 or something is his worst day this season. So we'll just complete that and have a look how the team looks. So this way, I think it's less risky. We're not getting in Boxall. We're getting, we're getting a primo. We're still keeping all the rookies which, might be able to play. We would again, I think Sinclair into the middle. Obviously Huswaite's not playing, so, and then we put Trainer on. Hopefully Carroll plays again. So, and also this way we have playing. If Carroll plays, we have 1, 2, 3 dead 4. I don't even know if I want to count him as a playing rookie. A 6. he's going to go backwards. You might as well not play for a 6. I'd actually prefer if he gets dropped this week, to be honest. So then he can't lose any more money. Like, I'd almost prefer that they just drop him. So the team looks okay like this, right? Especially if we just like put him up here and then hide Hewitt down the bottom there. We just hide Hewitt and pretend he's not there. Then the team doesn't look too bad, right? It looks okay. But again, we're still swapping. We're saving using a boost this way, which is probably, you know, that's in consideration. We're saving using a boost this way. I like Marshall. I think Marshall can be the third best ruck, just like he was last year, the third best ruck this year, if he finds a bit of form. So, you know, I don't mind the look this way, but I just hate not having Sherry. Not having Sherry is giving me the sherry shits. It's giving me like a bad Vindaloo. So I figure I'm just going to take that risk, and hopefully it'll help me win my buys. Like I said, if the people that got the 3 big guns, maybe like the rank 1 player, maybe I can gain space on him if he chooses to hold TDK this week. And I have, you know, another reasonable score somewhere else. Maybe I can gain on him or some of the other players. I think we know that 75% of players have like Sherry, and how many have gone? 25. Only 25% of everybody has gone. So having both, you would assume that less than 50% of the competition have both. Maybe in the top 10%, there's quite a bit more that have both players. But I think overall in the comp, it'd probably be less than 50% of players have both. Now, I think a lot of people might do what I do this week and just, you know, bite the bullet. If you're going to bite, if you don't have Gorn, maybe Gorn's probably too much. I really should have done this sideways trade a few weeks ago where we could have made 15 or 20k from TDK to Sherry, and he was actually cheaper. But we decided not to. It would have been the play. You know, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. We didn't know at the time that he was going to go crazy. So let's get rid of this. Let's get the team that we're going to do. Okay, so let's do it again. So we're trading. Yes, please. We're saying you can go. Kako up forward. Now we need lots of rookies. Cash cows. The box. Actually, before we get the other guy first, makes it easier for me. Makes it easier for my brain to work out what I'm doing. Oh, there's also Mateus Philippou as well. If you were thinking about, getting rid of Caleb Daniel, I'm not really thinking about doing that. But anyone out there thinking about doing that? So there we go. And then this chocolate fireman down here needs to go. Why won't you let me do what I want to do? Trade you out, sub you forward, and get myself a box, an empty box. Only lets me 13k in the bank, but I'm just gonna hopefully take this. I'm gonna take this and hope that Boxall gets a bit of run of it, gets a decent run at it. Okay, set the team up again how we like it. Vice captain here. Cleary plays early. We got the Henderson swap that we can go for. We can go to Ashcroft or Hewitt if things fail. Here again, we're going to go U for Sinclair. Sinclair, you better play on the field for Hewitt. I'm more happy, and Trainer, you're on the field here. So I don't mind the look of my team here again. Again, we've gone, like I said, I think these two rookies are safer than the midfield rookies. I almost trust Trainer to get a higher score than Hewitt. I know he only got a 46 this week, but that's one of his lowest scores. Like 50, then he had the 24, but 90, 82, 80, 266, 82, 46. So he can bang out a 60 plus pretty easy, or an 80 or a 90. You know, Richmond's probably going to see lots of ball back there in their back line. So, you know, I prefer this than having Hewitt on the field. After last week, he just scares me a little bit. He could even be subbed, you know. He might even get dropped, so he could be dropped, he could be the sub, anything could happen. So Trainer's not getting dropped. I doubt very much Trainer's going to get dropped, unless they're resting him because he's a kid. So that's what the team's going to look like for sure. So let's have a little bit talk about the buys. Now's the time to plan a little bit, crew. So we're in round 10, buys start in round 12. So for trading for the next 2 weeks, for around 11, around 12, the plan is not to trade unless there are good, reliable rookies that can make me money. Now, those good, reliable rookies hopefully will appear, and definitely no boost. I got one boost left after I make this crazy sideways trade this week. So hopefully, maybe pick up, you know, a reliable rookie, and by the time comes round 12, I'd like to have about 200k plus in the bank. So say we picked up a rookie next week and a rookie the week after, and say we got rid of Cleary, and you know, the week after maybe we could get rid of a Trainer or somebody, and by the time the round 12 comes, we have 200 to 300k in the bank. That would be very nice, because there's all these players on the round 12 buy that we want. So if we have a look at the buys, round 12, I think I'm in a better position than most people. This is the one and only advantage of me selling Rosie and Jason Horne-Francis. Besides hurting the scoring of my team and the structure and all that business for the rest of the season, a lot of people who kept them are going to have a lot of players out on this round. Now, as for primos, I only have Dale is out, Sheasel is out, Sherry is out, who I just got in, but also DeConing would have been out as well, so it's like for like, and Daniel is out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's very reasonable compared to a lot of people. A lot of people are saying that they reckon 5 to 6 is the most you want out primos. So yeah, I think that's fine. So if he's still playing, he can come on. I'll have a full back line. If Hewitt or Boxall are performing, or maybe Husway gets a recall, even though, you know, we're just praying that happens, but I think it might not. We get one of those and we got a full midfield. We don't have a full ruck line. We'll just have the one ruck. And then here again, if one of these chocolate firemen, if Cleary is still in the team and he plays great, he's probably one I would have chopped for another rookie. Hopefully that rookie is playing, whoever that rookie might be. Henderson, well, he might come back, but probably not. So round 12 looks okay. But we don't want to trade in anybody from this round. This round's fine. So, yeah, if we're trading in a rookie from this round to make money, I'm happy with that. Not a problem. But I'm not trading in any primos before this round. I'm not doing any primo trades, I would think, before this round. Not only because I don't want to get in someone from this round, but there's too many good players. Let's go through them. The players who are playing, who are off this round, who we would like in our team. Got Rosie. If he gets, we're going to get DPP. The other reason not to trade is we're going to get the new DPP players at the end of round 11, so before round 12. So we're going to have by the end of that time, we're going to know exactly who we want in our team to go forward. When we look at this, see who picks up DPP. You know, in a dream world, they, you know, play Bont and forward for the next 2 weeks. Apparently played a little bit forward last couple of weeks. I don't think it's anywhere near enough for him to get DPP, but if they played him predominantly forward for the next 2 weeks and he gets DPP, I mean, well, you'd be like, woohoo, that'd be the greatest thing since sliced bread, wouldn't it? I'd trade my wife for like, I don't have a wife, otherwise I'd probably be divorced saying that, but to get Bond to the forward line, I'd do just about anything. So we're going through the players. We said Rosie, Horn-Francis, Butters, Bont. I mean, there's Ed Richards that's really performing as well. I mean, any North Melbournes, any current players. So I think there's 5 really, really big targets for, obviously we don't have enough money for 5. We're probably going to be able to get 1. If we were really lucky, maybe we could afford 2, but more than likely we're going to get 1. We're going to have to choose who that, sorry about that. We're going to have to choose who that 1 might be. At the moment, out of the Horn-Francis, the Rosie, the Butters, or the Bont, I mean, I'm leaning towards Butters if he comes down, right? That's, I know my backline's already kind of sorted. Mr. Butters, 183 break even. So this could be good. So he's got 1 more game. So unless he gets 183, which no, Butters, he could, but say, he gets 100. In a wishful world, he gets 100. More likely he's probably going to get 140. They're saying, let's do what they say. They say he's going to get 136 and he's going to go down 20k. So that's 670. Now, then they reckon he's going to get another 141. He could easily get these scores, but we kind of hope, say he gets 100 here instead. He's going to drop almost 40, another 15 to 20k on top of this. So he'll actually go down another 15k, which will take him down to 655. And then his break even will still be quite a high. If he got like 120 or something, he might get as low as low 600s, like a 630 or something like that. So he still might be out of touch for me. But if I got Rosie, so we've already got Sinclair can go back. We've already got Sheasel can go back. That's a full midfield if we're including Roberts, which at the moment, I don't know if we're going to have enough trades or money to be upgrading these fringe, another luxury trade. We already just spent 180k here on a luxury trade. This is going to be, this is our big luxury trade that we're going to do. So we would love all those players. Obviously, we like Bont. Obviously, we like Butters. But we might have to consider a Rosie or Horn-Francis. Again, just like the midfield, my forward line is kind of done. Petrarca, Smith, Rankine, McRae. I'm keeping Daniel. We're going to have a look at him till after that bye. That's the plan. We'll keep him. He might drop a bit of money, even if he goes down to 400k. Like this week, he'll probably drop 20k-ish if he gets to 80 or 90, which I think he can do. And then, so 121's his break even. I can understand if people are trading him out, but if he gets a 90, which is possible, he loses 13k. And then if he gets a 94 next week, he loses 7k. So in total, yeah, he'll go down about 20k. If he does a bit worse than that, maybe he goes 30k. Worst case scenario, I think he goes down to 400k. You don't like to lose 40k, but, we will see. I mean, and maybe if Philippou comes out and smashes, some time in the midfield this week, maybe that's a consideration for, that week. The buys, we'd be selling him on his buy, getting in Philippou, which is, how's the buy which St Kilda have that good buy with Freo, which I've already got 3, so potentially I would have a 4th one on that buy, which isn't much, but you have to keep in, if you're thinking about leagues, you have to think that not many people are going to have a ton of people, I already checked my opponent and he doesn't have a lot of Freo or St Kilda opponents. for that match. So I don't want too many there. You might be lucky in that bye. You might come up against a team they might have Clark, they might have Brayshaw, they could have Sinclair. They're going to have McRae more than likely. They could have brought in Philippou. They might have Philippou. So, they might have as many as 5 in a bye where there's only 2 teams on, which means you have a good chance of winning your league match there. I've got Marshall as well. So if I get Philippou, then I've got Marshall, and then it's really starting to push for that bad option. The good thing with my buys this year, most years, the last few years, I haven't planned very well for the buys, and one week's just been a disaster where I've struggled to get 18 players on the field, and I've just had a really low score, lost my league match, and plummeted in positions. Where this year I think we're a lot better prepared, not particularly because we prepared, just because we got lucky, especially trading out the Rosie and Horn Francis, like I said, is the only advantage of it. So let's have a look at the next buy. So that's round 12 buy. Hopefully we'll have about 200 to 300k bank. Oh, please, rookie gods, bring us some rookies in the next 2 weeks, which look good. If they played their first game next week and then played again in round 12, you'd be ready to pick them up in round 13. And that's why I'm saving this boost. Hopefully this boost gets used after round 12, at the beginning of round 13. I have 4 trades. I can do 2 down and 2 up. In a dream, that's what happens. There's a couple of rookies available. We get to go 2 down, 2 up. So that's a dream though, but we'll see if it happens. So let's go to round 13. So actually, let's just back from round 12. How many primos do we have on the field here? We have 1, 2, we'll count Roberts as a primo, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll count him, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 primos, and we're going to have 4 rookies on the field, which, you're always going to have. If you don't have any rookies on the field, you've probably got the best team in the comp. All right, so round 13, full back line, pretty sweet. This is the only 2 teams, the Freo and Saints, only 2 teams of the bye this week. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've actually got 4 primos out, which is probably a reasonable amount for this round. Like, a lot of people are going to have less than this. I think a lot of people might just have McRae and maybe one of Brayshaw and Sinclair. So there might be people out there who only have 2 out on this round. So I think this round is fine. We don't have to worry too much. We don't we have to trade or anything for this round. So I think it's fine. Players can come on, obviously Husway's not coming on, but Hewitt can come on here. Hopefully whoever I get in place of Cleary will be playing there. We're not going to have a full, but we're going to have we're going to have 6. He might be able to come into the middle or something. We might have worked something out. Sinclair for here. So yeah, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I think when it comes to buys and it's best 18, if you've got more than 20 players playing, so you've got a couple of scores can drop off, you're in a very good situation. You don't really want 18 players playing. This is another advantage of having the flex this year, that it gives you that extra player during the buys to have a score drop off. So round 14, Roberts and Trainer. Well, I assume Trainer's probably not going to be there at this time. So we're hoping that whoever rookie we pick will be playing this round. This is actually a really good round for us. So even if they're not playing that round, it's probably going to be okay. So basically a full back line with a rookie on the field. Trainer would have made me some money. We're missing Dacos and Warner. The only players I can feel that I might have in my team by this time, which might add to this, is possibly a Callum Mills. possibly. I mean, a straight swap from Trainer to Callum Mills, that's, I mean, without, we're not making any money, but it would feel alright to see Callum Mills there if he's performing in that midfield. I'd like him to play this week or next week to make that happen. So it would be really good if Callum Mills could play this week or next week. Yep. So we'd probably wait to get... If he played next week, I think that makes... He would miss this and then go up money the week after. So that would almost be perfect. If he played next week, had 2 big hits, and then, 2 good goes in the midfield, gets 100 both weeks, we'd all be seriously considering him. Alright, so in the midfield, we're losing Dacos and Warner. That's fine. Hopefully we'll have a couple of rookies that can come on. We've still got the 2 big boys in the ruck, and we got a full forward line and a flex position. So that round's a good round for us. We're not training out any of these. I mean, potentially we might have a bit of a sideways. Maybe Roberts for Rosie. Maybe. I probably wouldn't advise it, but maybe I like it. Maybe at the time I want to, with all these back line guys, maybe Mills comes in and I sell Roberts for Mills and make 150k and put that on somebody else's head. I mean, that sounds like a reasonable plan, right? Sounds like a reasonable plan, I would think. So that buy seems okay. Is TDK out, Stefan? Okay. The rumour says that he is, buddy. Thank you for chatting and joining us today, mate. Really appreciate the chat and saying g'day. So, rumour is that he is out. Oh, thank you so much, DJ, or Big Tom. Thank you so much. Are you a DJ? I always wanted to be a DJ. I'm big into my dance music, mate, and I love a bit of trance and house and whatever. But yeah, so the rumour is, according to Facebook, Stefan. Now, you know the rules. Never believe anything you read on Facebook. But yeah, apparently according to Facebook, he has a larynx injury. So keep an eye on the team sheets tonight. What's your plan if he does, mate? Do you have the big 3, or are you going to hold him? If it's just 1 week, are you going to hold him? Are you going to trade him? What are you thinking of doing? For me, I was already going to trade him out and do a sideways trade that you probably shouldn't do, which I don't recommend. But I was already going to do that this week anyway, which in one way is frustrating because if it helped me get ahead of the pack, it's not going to anymore. But, and if it helped, so he could be out. I'll tell you the exact, I read it out before, but I'll read it out again. I sent it to myself. I don't believe anything I read on Facebook. Rule number 1, right? Never believe anything you read on Facebook. And all ads on Facebook are scams. Oh, why did Facebook? Facebook doesn't work? Facebook always works. Alright. Facebook doesn't want to work. It's unusual. Are you guys still with me? Still says live. Okay. Yep. So there might be a little bit of a delay as well. But into your answer, Stefan, that is the rumour. Larynx injury, possibly out. I'm sorry about the clickbait, but you got to clickbait sometimes. So yeah, be a little bit vigilant when it comes to the team sheets tonight. And make sure you check, and then if he's out, make your plans. Make your plans. I wonder how I can get the chat to go more. I don't like this. I think there's a way you can make the chat so almost instantaneous, where now there's a little bit of a delay. I don't like the delay because one of the things without, a lot of these guys streamers do live streams with other people. Gone is too expensive to bring in. So you're in the position that I'm hoping that a few of my opponents, not you in particularly, but my opponents are in, so I might be able to get a bit of a leg up against them. But yeah, so you might, don't forget you do have the flex, so you can afford to have a 0 in your team. It's not ideal. It's obviously not ideal. And if he's out for 1 round, you can hold him. It's not the worst thing in the world to have a 0 with the flex, but obviously it's not ideal. And so, yeah, I would potentially, and then I'm also debating now whether I think TDK is going to be better than than one of the big midfielders. Like, well, I was talking earlier on in the stream saying, do I think TDK is going to perform better than Dunkley, who was my other option to go this week if he wasn't out as well? And I think I'm not too sure if he is going to outperform. And Pitner might come back at some stage as well. What if TDK's out and Pitner comes back and he smashes it and gets like 40 hit-outs or something? You know, they might not even drop him. They might not even drop him. But, yeah, it would have made things... If I didn't already have this plan, it would have made things a little bit more tricky. But I've already had this plan because I'm sick of watching Sherry's captain scores. Every time I come up against 75% of the other teams that have him, you know, he scares the living crap out of me and scores a massive score. So I want that massive score too. And it's costing me 180k more than a Max Holmes or something like that, or, you know, 130 or 150k more than a Dunkley. But we're gonna do it. And as discussed earlier too, I think I'm out of the running to come first. So in the long run, it might hurt my overall rank at the end of the season, but I think it can help me win my league, which is very important to me. My league with all my mates, my bragging rights. You know, a few years back, we even bought one of those league. You ever see? You can buy them. There's a site called Supercoach, and you can get rings, like a Super Bowl ring or something like that. And I bought a ring and I won it that year. I was like, I don't know whether I was incentivized because I bought the ring, and I run the league, and nobody else really put in any money or anything. I kind of said, if you want to, you can, but you know, my friends, I don't care. $100 for my friends is nothing. You know, love my friends. So, but I won the ring that year, and I was like, oh, good. So it's sitting there on my shelf, on my show-off shelf. Thank you to Big Tom. Thank you so much for saying you're going to watch. This is my first year of doing Supercoach content. I used to be a bit of a Twitch streamer, and I have done YouTube videos before, but literally I love Supercoach, and I could talk all day about Supercoach. So for me, this is just fun. You know, obviously not making any money or doing anything out of it. I work a full-time job, and this is I just like talking Supercoach. When me and my friends get together, we talk, chew each other's ear off about Supercoach until the girlfriends crack the shits and tell us to shut up, pretty much. So we were talking about the buys. Thanks very much for chatting, guys. I'm going to sort it out so there's not as much delay between you guys, because, like I said, the other guys, they have somebody else on and they might answer questions or something. I want to directly interact with you guys. If you ask me a question, I want to answer it straight away or have a bit of a chat. I'm a bit of a chatty type of guy. So if you ask me something or say g'day, I'm going to interact with you in live time. I'm going to work out how to do it so there's not a delay. What was the next buy? So we were talking, we got a bit sidetracked, but like I said, I want to interact with you guys there in chat. So make sure you say g'day if you're out there. I really, really appreciate it. So now round 15. Round 15 buys. This is one of the ones I'm a little bit more worried about. It's still not too bad. Like I said, I'm okay. So still got a full back line. Great. We're missing Marich and Lindsay. Well, Lindsay should be gone by this time. Lindsay will be upgraded. Marich, at the way he's going, I think we're going to have to keep him. We're just not going to be able to get primos on the field for the money that we're making, not unless we get magic rookies every week, and the rookies we've got, Huswaite comes back and starts scoring 100, and Hewitt starts scoring 100 every week, and Boxall starts scoring 100, which isn't going to happen, but we can dream. So we should have only one out in the midfield. We've got Gawn out. There's going to be nothing we can do about that. We're just going to have to live with that. And then we've got Petrarca and Rankine. Obviously, we're not trading them out, so they're going to be out as well. So 1, 2, 3, only really 3 primos. So that's a good round for us as well too. So, we don't need to trade out. We're not like, wow, we have to get out any players for this round. So I feel like that's a fairly safe round. And then round 16. This round hurts. Again, actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. We got Whitfield and Zorko out. So the back line's a bit rough here. Reed, I mean, at the moment, we're holding on to Reed. Here's about the time that we might want to trade him. If he stops smashing out the hundreds and he's gone up to about 450k. Here's another one which could be a straight sideways. Like if we went Reed to Mills at the moment, if Mills came in and smashed a couple of hundred, we'd make money. Mills is only 350k. So, but if Reed keeps getting 100, obviously we're not going to do. He can stay there as long as he likes. If he gets 100, he can make himself he can set up a tent. You know, get a little campfire out, put up an annex, and yeah, just chill out there. That's nice. So we got 2, possibly 3 out here. We've only got Baby Ashcroft. He'll be gone by this time. He would have made us the money. There'll be some type of primo here. And there's so many round 12 primos to choose from. I think they're the ones you're going to want to jump on, because then you're going to be in round 13 or 14 or before. If you get to this round and you're like, I've got too many players, I've got Dunkley and I've got Neil and I've got Ashcroft and I've got Zawalko and you've got Smith, you might be like, oh my God, I got a million players out. Those Port Adelaide dudes, well, this is the last one of the round, right? So you're going to be able to choose basically whoever's not on this buy. But say it's the earlier buys, it's the one advantage of having these good players that everybody wants on that round 12 buy. Yes, that round 12 buy is going to be harsh for some people, but after it, you can just bring in any of those guys and they're going to cover you for the rest of the buys if you have the money. If you have the money. Thank you very much for whoever gave the like. Tom or Stefan, thanks very much. If you like the video, I appreciate that very much too, guys. And thanks, like you said, for subbing. You're going to be watching based in the UK. DJ, where do you live in the UK? I lived in the UK for a year. When I was 20, I lived in London, had an awesome time. I did miss my football very much when I was over there. It's kind of hard, to get that type of info. When you're over there, it was a little bit tricky to, watching the games and stuff was pretty much impossible when I was there back in the olden days when I was 20. Whereabouts are you in the UK? I did a 1-year working holiday and pretty much loved it. Done a bit of traveling. Lived in Canada too for a little while, and I have to admit, besides missing my friends, who are amazing, and I miss my friends a lot while I was away, I miss the football. Football's number 2. I probably should say my family. I miss my friends and my family, and then my football. Just forget the family. Don't worry about mum and dad. Football's more important. No, that's not correct. So yeah, friends and family, and then the football are the 3 things I missed the most when I lived overseas. So my situation for the buys is pretty good. I don't really need to make any plans. My plans are super simple. Get through round 12 and then start trading in Port Adelaide and Western Bulldog players or any other fallen primos that I want. So I think I'm pretty good as the buys go. I don't know if I'm going to be catching anybody during the buys, but I might be able to drag back some on some of those. Like we looked at the number 1 ranked team. He's got Horn Francis. Let's have a quick look at his team. How many people does he have out on the buys? This Gone Fishing dude. Number 1 team in the league. He has got Sheasel's going to be out. Rosie's going to be out. Sherry's going to be out. Doesn't have Dale, does he? No. Horn Francis is going to be out. So he's not. Cherry's going to be out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's only got 4 as well, so he's okay. 1, 2. Who have I got that he hasn't got? Just Bailey Dale. He's okay. He's actually got pretty much the same amount of people as I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 and I've got 4. Alright, so not too bad. Not too bad. What are you guys? What are you guys doing with Daniel? You thinking about doing the Daniel thing? Daniel to Philippou. I saw someone was thinking about doing that last night. I'd like to see Philippou play midfield. Let's have a look at Philippou. This is an interesting. Oh. Why is internet not working? There we go. Oh, you guys still with me? You guys still with me? That was a little bit internet just cracked the shit. Just cracked it. Said no, Sean, no internet for you. Pretty sure we're still live. Looks like we're still live. So, well, the big subscribe button's right over the footy there. I hope you guys, if you're bored of listening to me crap on, at least you can watch the best marks and goals over there in the corner. Unfortunately, the subscribe button's right on top of it, but yeah, get some good, some of the more, well, they're supposed to be the best top 50 marks and top 50 goals of all time. I'm sure there's plenty there which I could say, which I think are better. I'm sure you guys can pick a few too. I didn't see any Nick Nats marks, so that's got to count for something. What are we saying? Oh, I'm going to have a look at Philippou. Let's have a look at the poo. Mateus. What is going on here? What is going on? So, I think the better thing to do, let's actually look at him here. I think it's the better way to do. Not Phil Davis, you idiot, Sean. Philippou. It's a bit bright after having dark mode. So last year, right? So he played rounds 17, 18 and 21 last year. And he got 112, 101, 85 and 80. So in those 4 games, he had an average Supercoach of 94.5. I mean, it's not bad. What's going on? Why is it not liking the internet? So his scores are pretty good. But here he was playing CBAs, right? 63%, 58%, 57%. Last week, he had 0 CBAs. So I believe there was talk from the coach that they will introduce him back into the midfield a little bit. But last week, he pretty much played almost completely forward. And he kicked 2 goals, 1 to get that 78. So I wouldn't be bringing him in this week. I want to have a look at him next week. If he comes out next week and they give him even 25% CBAs, then maybe it's something to consider. I'm just going to drop this down because the computer seems to be having, my brand new computer, kick-ass computer, seems to be not liking it very much. What happens if we just do this? Does it like it? Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I hope it's okay on your end, crew. So I understand if you need the money going down, you're making 120k. So you know, from if you really want to go Daniel, I'm not getting rid of Daniel just at the moment. Even if, like we talked about, if Daniel loses money this week, he's still at like if he loses 20k, what is going on? If he's still at 20k, loses 20k, he's at 420 next week. Philippou is at 313k. We could still get him next week and basically lock 100 up in the bank. So say Daniel comes out and, well, say worst case scenario, he loses like 30k. make it exactly. We'll make it 25. Make it exactly. Make it even. So if he comes out, he loses, and we get 100. So 100k next week if we wanted to do it. Daniel fails miserably again. He gets another 70 or something, or 60. And Philippou plays 25% or more in the CBAs, and scores. I'd like to see him score no goals, no points, and still get like an 80. If he can get an 80 or a 90, with no help, awesome. Don't know why it keeps telling me my internet should be really good. OBS says internet's good. Stream health, excellent. Apparently my stream health is excellent. So yep, all right, we're going to keep going. Yeah, so I don't mind this pick, but I'd really like to wait one more week, crew. Yes, you might lose out on that extra. You might make an extra 20 grand if you go early. You say you got rid of Daniel this week and went him early, or managed to go like a Cleary up to him or something. I don't know if I'd be going up to him. Would you go Ashcroft down to him? I mean, him and Ashcroft might score around the same score, right? I can understand if you were going to get a rookie off the field. The one advantage of going him, the one big advantage of going him is, you know he's going to play. You know he's not going to get subbed, and so he's going to be there. But I feel if he has that forward role, if he has the same exact role as he had last week, this week, and he doesn't kick 2 goals, he's going to get a 50, maybe less. So you brought in a 300k player that gets 50. So it's like, and I think his break even is like 30 or something. No, his break even is 50. His break even is 50. So if he gets a 50, you just, kind of shit the bed type of thing. It's not going to be much fun. So I think that's risky. I think that's really risky, especially, yeah. But if you could go down and it got you cherry like me, or Gawn is so expensive. I'm a bit like you, Stefan. I think at 730, I mean, spending that up for Gawn sounds like a lot of money. Sounds like a lot of money. Why is this doing this? Why is the issues? So I wonder if it shouldn't be anything to do with the stream or anything. I hope it's okay for you guys. I hope it's not too much of a problem. Everything seems to be working here for me. It's just telling me that it's not loading Supercoach when it is loaded. See, wait, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So, like we talked about before, I think we're not gonna. We might jump off because this whole business is annoying me. But I really appreciate everyone, Stefan and DJ Big Tom, for dropping by. I don't think we've got too much else to talk about. Talked about the buys. We talked about our trade options. Again, watch the old TDK team sheets for TDK, see if he's out or not. And I think, I'm sticking with these trades. Once again, if you weren't here before, I'm going to put out X. If you follow me on X, I'm going to put out my trades, start putting out my trades every week on X when they're finalised. My final trades, I'll show them on X so you can have a look and see what I did. You can laugh at me the week after if you like. But this massive sideways trade is what I'm seriously considering, depending on timesheets of it. Depending on my timesheet? No, depending on team sheets. Whether if Boxall is named, hopefully he's named on the field, and same with El Haloui, and same with Sard here. Get rid of these two chocolate firemen, and he'll probably punish me. If you've got him, he'll probably score, and you keep him, he'll probably score 150 the week after. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of people are going to be scrambling and trying to work out what to do about that. So if you've got any questions, you got questions about what you should do or anything, or what I think you should do, or if I think your move you're going to do is a good idea, let me know down in the comments down below. If you're still watching, hit that like button, hit the thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We're trying to do 3 videos a week. We do a review of my team, then we do our trade, go through our trade video where we look at for the entire community who the down trade options are, who the upgrades are, and who I'm thinking about doing. And then we're trying to jump on either on a Thursday or a Friday morning and just have a bit of chat with anyone out there, and just shoot the shit and have a bit of a chat and a gossip about Supercoach and the game that we love to play. Anyway, crew, internet's being a bit weird, so we're going to jump off. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have an awesome day. I hope all your players score hundreds. And have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one.